Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna be going on a tour of the property behind me here that I just bought. This property was in pre-foreclosure and I haven't been back through since the sellers moved out. And they left a ton of stuff behind. Since then, we've had the trash out company come. They took everything and yeah, like I said, I haven't been back through. So we're going in there today to put together a scope of work on the property, and we're gonna get into all the numbers here later on in the video. And we're also gonna talk about what is a pre-foreclosure, how we were able to stop the foreclosure from actually taking place, and then how we were able to help the sellers as well. So let's head on inside this place. And if you haven't done so already, do me a solid and hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. It would really mean a lot to me. All right, let's head inside here. Here she is. This was full of furniture. The seller left a ton of stuff behind. So we just got our trash out crew in here to remove everything. And actually this whole wall right here was covered from floor to ceiling in little mirrors. We had them remove that, and that's why you can see all the little, this kind of tape. Looks like they kind of double back taped them up. So we'll have to remove all that and do something about this wood paneling. That's why that looks like that. That was all one giant mirror. It already looks better just getting rid of that. So this property is a 3-bed, 2-bath house. It's 1,500 square feet, and it was built in 1963. And it's kind of based on a tri-level, like you can go up these stairs and around the corner here, and there's 2 beds and a bath up there. And then we go back in here. We have the kitchen behind this wall, and it actually wraps down around the corner and down into a basement where there's another bathroom and family room. Here's looking out the front of the house. Got a little bit of a cool factor to it. So what exactly is pre-foreclosure? Pre-foreclosure simply means that the borrower on a property stopped making their monthly mortgage payment that they agreed to make. Now, a lender will only allow a borrower to get so far behind before they issue what's called a notice of default. And that essentially triggers the property being in pre-foreclosure. Now, they will give the borrower a certain amount of time to cure the back due amount, meaning, hey, if you miss 3 payments, get us caught up here and everything will be fine. But if that's not done, the borrower then continue down the path to foreclosure so that they can then repossess the property and either sell it off at auction or sell it on the open market, so that then they can actually regain the money that they loaned out in the beginning. So we're gonna start by just heading through the property here, and I'll talk you through my initial kind of scope of work on what we plan to do, some maybe items, things like that. And then towards the end, we'll go get into some costs. But we're definitely gonna have to take care of this ugly wall here. Hopefully we can just scrape off all this tape that was up here and then just paint it. Ideally, that'd be the cheapest option. We're gonna have to do paint through this whole place. Walls, ceiling, and trim, because the trim's like this kind of like funky blue color. So, and like even this cool beam here is blue. So we'll probably wanna do walls, ceiling, and trim for paint. Flooring throughout the whole place too. We'll probably just run an LVT in all the common areas, and then carpet in the bedrooms. Run the LVT into the kitchen as well. Here, we'll probably want to do new plugs and switches. Anytime we see like a off color, anything but white, we usually try to replace plugs and switches. So here's the kitchen. This thing looks worse than I remember it, which I'm not too happy about. We were hoping to keep this budget fairly low because we didn't want to do a full go on this property. We're hoping to fix it up decent and sell it at a lower price point for the neighborhood. It's in a good neighborhood, so hopefully we can get away with that. I do think, hopefully, that we can clean these things up. Paint them inside and out, put some new hardware on here. I don't think they're too terrible, but maybe adding some magnets here and there and paint and hardware. For sure, we're gonna need an appliance pack. These are disgusting. So we'll want a new appliance pack and then a matching dishwasher. So new stainless steel appliances, no fridge. And then, I don't know, this is a maybe item too. We'll have to see if these countertops clean up. They're kind of nasty, but I don't know if they just need to be a good scrub down. So heading upstairs here, we got 2 bedrooms and a bathroom up this way. We'll either do LVT or carpet. Here, I'm not sure which one. I'll have to talk to the installers. I'd like to do LVT, but we'll see if that's too difficult. 2 standard sized bedrooms here. This, well, actually this over here is probably bedroom 1, and the one I just showed you is bedroom 2. No master, no actual master here. And then we have bathroom number 1 as well. So Again, we were looking to stay cheap on here. We're in a part of town that is, like I mentioned, we're gonna be trying to hit a lower price point and be the affordable option for somebody who wants to be in this specific neighborhood. Maybe they'll put up with blue sink and a blue toilet and a blue tub. That was the original game plan when we bought this place, at least. I mean, it's not in terrible shape. We'll see. I think I'm just gonna see how it cleans up, scrub the heck out of it, and go from there. I mean, maybe throw a new toilet in there. We'll see the condition there. We would definitely want to paint the vanity because it's kind of nasty. New vanity lights, maybe a new mirror, plug switches here. Try to keep all the doors, like all these flat panel doors, as long as they're not in too terrible a shape. There is some paint residue on here I can see from someone painting. So, and again, if we're painting trim, like all this trim here, we could also paint the doors. One thing I'm really happy to see here is the condition of the windows. I did not budget to put new windows in. After everything's out of here, I'm looking at these windows and they are in pretty dang good shape. So we are gonna be able to salvage these, which is a big, big win and a huge cost saver for us. One thing we will want to do also is all new light fixtures throughout. So getting rid of these ceiling fans that are in the bedrooms and putting in a nice just light fixture that's hang down so far. Let's head on down to the basement and see what we're dealing with down there. I don't know about this banister, if we leave that and just paint it or if we need to put up some nicer looking banister here, but that's a maybe item. This door, I mean, I don't know. We maybe eliminate this door here. I don't know if it's needed to close off the basement, possibly eliminate. And then these French doors here going out to the backyard, I don't know. It might be nice just to pop in a slider there. So one cool thing about this property is so this basement here, you could potentially add some sort of like an ADU. Like since you have exterior access, you could do well, first off, ADUs are kind of big in this area. They're kind of the hot item. So somebody may want to do that. You'd have to add a kitchen down here and figure out what to do with the laundry. Okay, so here's bedroom number 3 down in the basement. And then here is our second living room with a fireplace, which is kind of cool. So second living room or basement hangout area, and then second bathroom off of that. Yeah, this bathroom's kind of nastier than I remember it. I don't know what we're going to do with this vanity and if it's something we can clean up or if this, I mean, the shower kind of stinks. I wasn't planning on doing any tile work. I was hoping to avoid it. I guess we will see. So we were actually able to stop this sale. The sellers had reached out to us maybe a week or two before the foreclosure auction. So the property was actually set to go to auction in like a week or two. And that can be problematic just in the sense of it's just the timing it takes to get a payoff from the bank and to get the title company ready to close the transaction. It can sometimes be tough closing a pre-foreclosure or a foreclosure in a timely fashion. Thankfully, we buy a lot of foreclosures both at the auction steps and we have people reach out to me directly who are in foreclosure trouble. I see this a lot and I actually knew the trustee on this deal. We work with them all the time and we were able to, once we got the property into contract with the seller and we were able to come to an agreement with the seller on price and terms and everything, I was able to reach out to the trustee and say, hey, here's our purchase contract, here's our proof of funds, here's everything. We were able to get the auction postponed, thus being able to close on the property, save it from foreclosure entirely, buy it directly from the sellers and put a big chunk of cash in their pocket that they wouldn't have got otherwise if the property ended up going to foreclosure. And they would have ended up with a foreclosure on their credit score, which I think lasts like 7 years. So that's a terrible situation. And what we were able to do, in my opinion, was a win-win. I walked the exterior of the property earlier and the siding appears to be in good shape. So we shouldn't have any issues with siding or siding repair, as well as the roof, fingers crossed, appears to be in good condition. So I'm hoping I don't have to factor that in to our budgeting on this one. Let's keep our fingers crossed on that one because a roof would be a big expense and push us over our budget. All right, so what does our scope of work look like at this time? Well, for starters, we already had to do a trash out and that cost us $1,500. We're gonna need to do exterior paint and that should run us around $6,000. In addition, on the exterior work, we'll also have to do some landscaping, and that's a pretty small budget, so I'm gonna allocate $1,000 to the landscape budget. We're also gonna need to do interior paint, and that's gonna be walls, ceiling, and trim. That'll be another $6,000. For the kitchen, I'm hoping that we can just paint the cabs and do an appliance pack. Also on the cabinets, we'll wanna just put some hardware on there, but all said and done, I think we can do that for around $2,000. I'm really hoping that the countertops clean up well and we can leave those alone. So with that, that should amount to about $3,000. In the bathrooms, hoping to keep it simple, just paint both bathroom vanities white probably. That'll be $1,000. We'll wanna do new light fixtures throughout the property. That'll run us around $1,000. We'll also wanna do new plugs and switches throughout. That'll be $1,000. And then I have also just a miscellaneous budget because things in this business, things always pop up. So I'm putting just a $2,500 contingency in place for miscellaneous items that do pop up. So that brings our total rehab budget to $28,000, which is great because originally when I penciled this out, I was like, okay, we really need to keep this place to under 30,000. So right now we're at 28,000. So that's good, just as long as we can keep it to that. What do the numbers look like on this place? So we bought this place for $460,000. We just went over our rehab budget. That's now at $28,000. And we're hoping for an end sales price of this property for around $550,000. Now it varies quite a bit in this neighborhood. That could be a little less, could be more. But like I said, this is a high demand area. So obviously, we're hoping it's more. I'm hoping that our 550 number is a little bit on the conservative side. If we do sell for the 550, that would put our net profit on this deal at around $32,000. Now, it's okay, but it is a very, very light flip, low rehab budget. We could have the work done in probably 30 days. We could be in and out of this transaction in 90 days. So it's decent. It's not great. Hopefully it turns out we get more than we want, or hopefully it turns out we get more than we anticipated for, and this decent deal turns into a great deal. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. I'll be showing you more of this property as the project progresses, and we'll see where the actual final numbers shake out. All right, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. See ya.